Hello and welcome to GrindslimeTV and me, your host Aaron. And today we've got some war metal on the go in the form of a rather nasty little split from both Germany and Ecuador. We have got Goatblood and Nihil Domination. And this is an absolute banger of a split as well. Won't be for everyone, but it wasn't made for everyone. So it wins on that side. This was put out by Denkelheidt Producktionen in 2015. I think I picked this up in like 2020. But yeah, Denkelheidt, I've mentioned them on the channel a few times before. They put out stuff like Blasphemous, Putrefaction, Auto Caper, Carla Kuna, and most of, if not all, of Goatblood's stuff as well. So really cool stuff there. You get 15 tracks on this bad boy, running in at about 32 minutes. So very, very cool there. Let's have a little look at the inside here. You've got a bit of a mirror image thing going on with these this little fancy demon. So he's having a good time. He's got his trumpet. You've got the fantastic artwork on the front, as you know, war metal bands I want to do. And there's the name of the split down there, Supremacias de Satanas. So, you know, got that going for it. But if you want a little closer look at some of the artwork, we've got that cool sort of thing going on there, which is very, very cool. I like the blank side, very reminiscent of that Putrid Offal record I showed with the you know, black on one side, art on the other, very sort of minimal, very cool. You've got both bands on the inside there, both three pieces. Got your Goatblood there and your Nihil Domination there, who are sadly defunct now, which is a shame because I haven't got all their stuff, but all the stuff of theirs I have got, I really, really like. Now, they're known to sort of repeat tracks on things. Like I've got the song Raped Jesus Christ, for example. I think that's on all four of the CDs I have by these guys. But, you know, I think they're usually like sometimes different recordings and whatnot. Do excuse me, I've just shaved and I'm itching like a bastard. So, yeah, but they're one of those bands, you get what you get, and all their songs, you know, they're all bangers. And Goatblood as well. That's they're very much into their half blasts. So they've got that sort of, you know, when a sort of arch goat get like a little bit, they go sort of half time, not necessarily slow, but you know, the half blasts, very hammer blast style as well. You know, sort of like a sort of Mike Smith kind of where you go kick, snare, and hi-hat all at the same time, sort of thing. So a lot of that going on, and people think they're a bit monotonous and they're a bit like, oh, you know, it's just the same tempo and the same thing. It's like, yeah, but that's half the fun. And, you know, I think it's really cool. And like with many of these things, you know, with Mortician or early Napalm Death or fucking Torso Fuck, yeah, when you first put it on, you think, oh man, this all sounds the same. But then the more you listen, you know, Archgoat are another example of that. The more you get used to it and the more you get to know the records, you do pick up on those little differences and you can start identifying tracks from one another. And yeah, and I think Goatblood are no different. I think they're a really fun band. They've got 9 tracks on here for you, so you're getting a little bit of like a mini LP from these guys. So really, really cool. And then you get 6 songs from Nihil Domination, and they're definitely a bit more aggressive and I would say a bit more various, like they have more riffs and stuff going on. But even then, like if at a first listen you'd hear that and be like, yeah, every song sounds the same. But again, like once you start picking up on them, and like particularly like with Rape Jesus Christ, which is a fantastic track, which, like I mentioned, is on pretty much a good number of the releases. You know, you start picking up on that song when it comes on. You're like, oh yeah, this one, and another one on here as well, and Ejaculate a Goat Insulter. Great song. When that comes, it's got a nice catchy bit at the beginning. So you do get to know all of them after a while, and really, really fun. Like Vomiting in the Face of Jehovah. You know, I've got that on one of the other demo discs. And this is stuff I think, like, you'd be forgiven for not digging it. Absolutely, it's like it's not going to be everyone's thing, like as I mentioned earlier. But if you're into, like, you want to get into some war metal or you don't quite get it or whatever, I think giving this a listen would definitely be a really cool introduction to, like, sort of where this sort of modern day sort of war metal kind of comes from, you know. Not necessarily these bands, but particularly these sort of styles, you know, all about the speed and rawness, you know, because like people forget, like Blasphemy isn't just blast beats all the way through, but a lot of stuff with like some of these like modern bands, they are. There's like that sort of wall of noise thing going on, which is, I think, really cool, particularly when it's done right. And sometimes, yeah, some of these bands do sound exactly the same, no matter how much times you listen, you know, and it's just like, yeah, just, you can hear the same riff here and there being overused. But no, I think these guys, you know, they deserve the credit. Definitely worth checking out, definitely worth your time. So Goatblood and Nihil Domination, Supremacias de Satanas from 2015, Denkelheidt Producktionen. So that's how you sum it up. How was that, eh? Fucking hell, I'm getting good at this. Oh, and it was subtle as well. Didn't even notice, did you? See? That's how we do it in the business. So, yeah, that's it from me today. Support your local record store in the underground. Did that backwards. Completely fucked that up. So, support the underground in your local record store. We're back in business, baby. We've got this. And be sure to check the description box so you can pick up your copy of issue 1 of Grindslime Magazine by yours truly. Latest, taters!